1 year in the life of International Inner Wheel President, and if it is a convention year, what is it like? Well, 365 days, 24 time zones, 103 countries, meetings, projects, seminars. One is literally living out of a suitcase. Not an easy task, really. In these conditions, one lady from India with a tiny frame and soft demeanor, but a strong will and commitment to the organization, traveled the world over presiding at Inner Wheel events. She was none other than our very own Minna Kapoor, the first Indian to hold the highest post in Inner Wheel, International Inner Wheel President. That was the year 1985-86 and the theme Cooperate. Recognized by the 6-yard fabric gracefully draped and the large red bindi, she came to be known as the Doyen of Inner Wheel. She left such an indelible mark wherever she went that even after 30 years, she was recognized in Copenhagen when a member came up to her and reminded her of the charter she has presented to the club in Australia. She was the first to have got India and Indian weaves on the international map, and since then there has been no looking back. There have been from India 6 presidents in the past and also the present president Dr. Bina Vyas, spreading vibrancy and positive aura of the colors of the gorgeous fabrics from the looms of the traditional Indian weavers, displaying the rich diversity of a culture. We have had, other than Minna ji, 3 more International Inner Wheel presidents from District 301. And the one thing in common that they share is the fact that they all have chaired International Inner Wheel conventions. These conventions, held every 3 years to deliberate on the Constitution, is attended by delegates from all over the world, and it is a thrill to see the national flags of the member countries lining the hallway. And on 3 occasions, the flag of India held a place of pride on the stage, and the national anthem of a country was rendered.
Sydney, Australia, 7th to 9th October 1993. The venue and date of the 9th International Inner Wheel Convention, chaired by President Anita Agarwal, with the theme of the year being Expand to Serve Better. It was a rare opportunity of a lifetime, travelling alone to Sydney, shouldering the responsibility of overseeing all preparations and arrangements, and working endlessly for the days preceding the convention. 7th October was the long-awaited great day, and the opening ceremony was in the company of governors, PIIWPs, and more than 1,500 delegates. The business session was a testimony of her capabilities as the long-awaited proposal of introducing 16 board directors and national representative was carried forward with a thumping majority and put into practice the very next year. The open forum and the closing ceremony were all conducted smoothly without a hitch. At 51 years, tall and elegant in the gorgeous saris, draped and pinned to perfection, she was the youngest and first Indian to chair the convention, and with no digital help, fax being the fastest mode of communication, the official work was conducted effortlessly and efficiently. So much so that the seasoned delegates complimented and commented that it was the best convention that they had attended. Paying official visits to 22 countries was a taxing but enjoyable journey, with jet lags, limited choice of vegetarian food, different languages and accents, odd hours of traveling, a new bed, new environment every night, limited dresses, endless social projects, all done with a smiling face. Giving press and TV interviews, presenting charters to new clubs. Social projects were all unique and different in each country, making it an exciting experience. Anita ji feels blessed to have received all the love, respect and honor and is grateful for having been chosen to serve in Innerville since 1968.
And then 20 long years later, in 2014-15, we saw the Indian flag on the stage once again at the 16th International Innerville Convention at Copenhagen. Chaired by President Abha Gupta, in the graceful weaves, India once again shone on the global map. The theme, Light the Path, showed the way to build happier futures with service, compassion, care and commitment, and reinforced the sentiment that all members are one, with the goal of spreading harmony, hope and happiness. The photography competition on the interpretation of the theme Light the Path saw a barrage of interesting and creative entries. The symposium held during the convention addressed three main issues to give a new and healthy direction to Innerville. Vision 2024 Centenary Year, Women Epitome of Strength, and Innerville Towards a Greener Planet. Everyone experienced the meticulous execution and arrangement of the Danish members in catering for such a diverse audience. One of the highlights was the naming of the Innerville Rose by Her Royal Highness Princess Benedict of Denmark, the sales of which has raised money to 8 programs for women and children in need. Every session sang a saga of glory and grandeur. There was a spectacular spectrum of varied cultures, customs, creeds and costumes. The icing on the cake was International Innerville past President Minna Kapoor's address, which left all 2,500 attendees spellbound, compelling them to give a standing ovation. The responsibility of the job were both exhausting and exhilarating, says Abhaji. She feels blessed to have been able to work in this capacity and in gratitude says, I quote, "Like making a speech at the Hollywood Oscars, it is absolutely impossible to even try to name everyone who has participated in making my year so very special. However, I can assure everyone it has been utterly breathtaking." Unquote.
The very next convention in Melbourne, 3 years hence, in 2017-18, once again saw a president from India on the chair. Dr. Kapila Gupta has had the distinction of serving at the IIW executive for 6 consecutive years. Adept at handling technology and media, she used it extensively towards fulfilling her theme, Leave a Lasting Legacy. Having closely monitored the previous convention as treasurer, she worked at planning a convention with a difference, having something of interest for all, fittingly conveyed by the song We Are the World. At the Melbourne Convention Centre, she experienced varied emotions, from the initial goosebumps to exhilaration at the lighting of the digital lamp to a feeling of poignant sadness after the farewell speech and switching off the lamp, a feeling that brought tears to the eyes amidst the endless applause. The hospitality evenings and dinners, the multi-cuisine experience with an Indian flavor, wine and music along the River Yarra, and the cultural programs were an unforgettable experience. Holding the real Melbourne Derby Gold Cup at that gala dinner made Kapila ji feel like queen. The paparazzi had the field day, clicking pictures throughout. There were a number of innovative ideas introduced, like honoring the members having served 50 years in Innerville, flag march of the national representatives, recognition of the Margaret Golding awardees on stage, talk show with IIW past presidents, young generation delegates expressing their views on the way forward. Relaxing in the suite, overlooking the beautiful River Yarra, she reflected on the years of planning and said, Chairing IIW convention is and would always be the most cherished experience in my journey in Innerville. On her official trips to various countries, walking the red carpet at Cannes, at the UN in Vienna, the sari was much appreciated, and the only place where it wasn't worn, it was sorely missed at Greece.
There surely is something to this unstitched fabric called a sari. It has a very strong identity and conveys a message of being in control, having it systematically pleated, draped, styled, and pinned to perfection. The charm of the flowing 6-yard wonder is that it instantly brings a positive aura and feel with its diversity of colors, weaves, and designs. No wonder then that we are seeing it at the highest levels ever so often.